blessed sign. Knock you in your head with my stick, with my stick. You gon' have a mark from my stick, from my stick, my stick, my stick. My stick is better than bacon. You can't touch my stick. I don't wanna. Yeah, you want my stick. Dunk your coconut with my stick. Look at my stick. You gon' feel the wrath of my stick. Fear my stick, my stick, my stick. My stick is better than bacon. You can't touch my stick. It's just a stick. It's my perfect stick. My stick is my friend, born from a log. Everyone can see it's better than bacon. Why'd you get so crotchety and mean? Look at my stick. Why'd you drink that creature's milk is green? Got me sick. My stick, my stick, my stick is better than bacon. You can't use my stick, but it's just a stick. Don't you like my stick? No, it's just a stick. It's my perfect stick. My stick and me take walks every day. Past the hooligans down by the ocean. When they laugh at my stick, then they learn how my stick is much denser than bacon. Bought a little piggy and I let the little piggy run amok. Blowing on sleep, little piggy kept waking me up. People often fight about which birds are the best birds, but everybody can agree that seagulls are the worst. I kiss my stick, it's my stick. You can't pick up my stick, keep your mitts off my stick. I disappear for years and reappear right here to cheer about my cool stick. When I was a little bitty kid, I had not yet found my mighty stick. Then I did, I could break your stick using just my brain. My stick? I could make you wish you could feel pain. Not my stick, my stick, my stick, my stick is better than bacon. You can't touch my stick. I don't want your stick. Yeah, you want my stick. It's just a stick. It's my big boy stick. Bought a bag of rhythm and I wish I really, really, really didn't. Nobody has a good reason to own a bag of venom. Oh, come on, there's sometimes 'cause I like how it hurts. Everybody can agree that seagulls are the worst. I kiss my stick, it's my stick. You can't pick up my stick. Keep your mitts off my stick. Everyone can see it's better than bacon. My stick is my stick. It's my finger bone from a log. Everyone can see it's better than bacon.
Do not wear that outfit again. Check. But if you wanna keep your spleen, because I want to fit in. Sorry, you're just not terribly important to me. Did you know that Whitney Houston's debut beat had 4 #1 singles on? Did you know that Christy, there are no girls with good personalities? I don't think we should see each other anymore. It never was supposed to be. Gotta return some videotapes. Have to return some videotapes. Did you know I'm utterly insane? I like to dissect girls that ate some of their brains. Gotta return some videotapes. I'm really late. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I was probably returning videotapes. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I was probably returning videotapes.
I am telling you, it is the definition between an entrepreneur and an employee. The employee goes to the cliff, looks over the cliff, says, is there a balloon down there? flood of space. What happens if it closes? What if I land on my neck? The entrepreneur, they said, we need to jump off the cliff, backs up 10 feet to get a fucking run.
This town needs an enema.
Fuck.
Julio! Where's Commissioner Green?
Come on. You guys can beat me.
You stupid!
You don't really think you can leave? Things change.
You've got me. Who's got you?
Everything changed. Yeah, and anyone who tells you different is just lying.
You know who this is? This is Mark motherfucking Sylvester.
What is going on, everybody? God damn, I love that intro. That is the Ott and Stuff intro, in case you guys didn't know, because Ott and Stuff is coming back. We'll say this is like the honorary Ott and Stuff episode 1, right, for the 2023 year. Man, that's getting weird to say. I'm still not used to it. Anybody else out there used to saying 2023? I'm excited. I got so used to 2022 because for me personally, it was a hell of a fun year. It was a hell of a fun year. 2023, it's gonna be something else altogether. All right. Yes, it's gonna be a good show. We have an awesome guest on. We're running a little bit late, so we're just gonna jump into this and just kind of hang out till he gets here. But when he does, we're gonna be talking to HOJO, and he's got a cool project coming up called the Mythicals. We're gonna take a look at that. Also, this whole thing going around with the pregnant Joker. As soon as it came up, I was like, I'm going to do a show about it. I'm going to talk about it, but it's been talked to death. Like everybody's covered it. So I don't know much more I can add to it, except to just kind of look at the article a little bit and then give my thoughts about the whole aspect of DC. I mean, it's kind of the tragic mess that is DC that I made the title of this show. And it's kind of the way it is. You know, I mean, there's every day something new seems to be coming out here. And I do agree with Mark. Wait, it was number 1 in the chat, says at least DC has Sylvester's Batman. And yes, that's 100% true. At the very least, DC isn't completely trash, just mostly trash, because they do have Mark Sylvester's Batman, and that is absolutely kicking ass. Let's go through and say hi to the chat. We got Ja Rowe. He says, "Hell, and Happy New Year to everybody. Let's all kick ass in 2023. I agree, man. I agree. This is going to be a fun year. A lot of big projects are going to be coming out. A lot of big projects are going to be fulfilling. A ton of people are doing great with the streaming. Channels are growing. It's really cool to see. It's really cool to see in this community that we call Comicscape. Insane X Draws. Hail, brother. Good to see you. We also have Tentacle Pentacle. The show can begin. Welcome, brother. Good to see you. And for anybody that followed Ott and Stuff before you actually found this channel, this will be the new home for Ott and Stuff, starting officially whenever Sean gets back. But I ran the intro today because I was excited about the prospect of getting the show up and running again. I miss it. I miss Sean. I miss having these conversations, these people on. So I'm very, very excited to get it up and rolling again. I got Matt Barr in the house. Hail, brother. Good to see you. We got Jason says, I love you. I love you. I do. I really do. I miss you, man. I love you a lot. Good to see you. We got Jay Lee in the house as well. Hail, brother. Good to see you. American Comics Co. Hail, my chat. Yes, 100%. 100%. Huron the Steadfast showing up. Love it. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a second. Hope you are doing good. At least I don't think I've seen you in a second. If I have, I apologize. Got Paul Essenson. Totally used to write. Totally used to writing it. Was working on the first. Yeah. I haven't written it yet, so I think maybe that's why it's weird to me. Like I haven't really signed anything that says 2023 yet. So I'm still getting that down. Still kind of crazy to me because 2022 it seemed like it was forever. You know, I launched Reaper Destroyer in 2022. I've been working on it, a lot of stuff been going on. I just feel like that was a long year. And here we are, brand new year. It's crazy. We got Michael Bancroft in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Speaking of channels that are growing, I mean, that's one that keeps on growing. I think he said something about having like over 200 members of the channel. That's insane. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations. Hold on a second. All right, sorry. Heard my daughter crying upstairs. I think my wife's got it. It's never good when you hear your daughter crying, for sure. Freaks me out, but I think my wife's got it taken care of. Hicks Villain's in the house. I think I already said that. We got Hojo is here at last. We're going to bring him on. We got Sheldon Martin. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. And Jaro, what do you say? DC train was already off to tracks and plummeting off a cliff well before Jim Lee took over. That's true. That is true. I was going to say, like, you know, it's sad to me to see this happen under Jim Lee's watch, but I've heard Shane bring it up before, and Ethan, just like how much control he actually had as publisher of DC, or how much he even cared. You know, honestly, you know, I've said this for a while. I feel like he's just got his golden parachute. He's just kind of coasting on his job, which, you know, whatever. He's done a lot in his career to justify having the coasting career, I guess, right now. So, but it does suck, man. There's so much potential with the characters that are DC, especially when you look at something like Mark Silvestri's Batman. What they could do if you actually concentrated a good story with, you know, a legacy character with a fantastic creative team. You know, this one being Mark Silvestri, he's doing it all himself pretty much. That could be the possibilities. Instead, they want to give us trash like, you know, the pregnant Joker. Even though it's a backup story, it's supposed to be something funny. It's just like, who are you appealing to? And, you know, like, what's that? Who's that written for? What crowd do you think is going to be excited reading that? That's what I don't understand. It's one of those things that you keep on banging your head against the wall because they keep on doing it. And again, I'll say it's just one more reason to continue to follow places like Comicsgate, independent comics in general, because that's where the real talent, in my opinion, the real creativity and excitement is right now, not in the mainstream, and they continue to prove it. But God bless Mark Silvestri. With that being said, we're going to bring on our guest for tonight, going to talk about this subject and also take a look at his book as well. We have Hojo. Welcome to the show, man.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. I was a little worried because I think it sounded like my daughter fell off something and she was crying. So I didn't know if I was going to have to take a break and run up there, but I think my wife has got it handled. So that's good. I was a little nerve wracking for a second.
Yeah, that's why I'm late. I mean, my son's sick.
Yeah.
He's holding down the fort.
Yeah. Tell you what, man. It's the one thing that can make you drop everything as kids, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Whether you want
Jay
to
Lee's,
or not.
Yeah, 100%. Jay Lee's in the house, says sign up for the Steins, Rise of the Vampires by Lee, who is not woke. That's true, which is Jay Lee. Only on Indiegogo. That would be launching soon, I believe. I do think I'm doing a stretch goal for it, trading card or something. I got to check, but I've got something on that campaign myself as well. Okay, man. Before we jump into anything with you, I just wanted to see, you've seen the Joker stuff going around, right?
I saw it this morning, yeah.
All right. Did it just happen yesterday?
Or maybe it was yesterday. I got this.
Okay.
I was like, what are you trying to say? And he was like, well, if you don't like it, it's non-canon. So, like, you know, you don't have to shit on it. I was like, I'm not shitting on it. I just don't understand what the fuck I'm looking at.
I think that's the thing, right? You know,
are you
like,
trying to prove that men can have babies in some perverted fashion? Is that what you're trying to do?
That's got to be it. You know,
come on, bro.
To me, it's got to be another push in that direction for that narrative. You know, and they try to hide it behind like the Joker and the fact that, you know, it's a spell and like all this kind of stuff.
But nobody's laughing. Nobody's
laughing. Yeah, it's
not in the way you think.
It's the
People
state. It's in I guess in a sad way. It's like, yo, you got to laugh, keep from crying. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I saw it, and then obviously, everybody jumped on it, and this thing just blew up over the last 24 hours. It's been on everyone's stream.
There's like a panel where like he's underneath there and it's glowing or something. Dude, I've had 2 kids. If our OBGYN was a dude and went underneath there, I'd be like, bro, I'm about to catch it.
Yeah, no, I feel it. I think that's one of the ridiculous things. Besides the premise, all right, the premise is just kind of ridiculous. But the fact that they took it so far in the story to have that scene, and then
how baked were you to come up with this storyline?
Oh, they must have been on some good drugs, or maybe bad drugs. I don't know, but I got whatever they're on. Sign me up, because if that's what they think is good, then they must be having a good trip. Got Jay in the house. Hail, brother. Good to see you. We got the Mighty Magic. Yes. That one always messes me up. The Mighty Magic. Good to see you. Here says, I really understand the purpose of that story. Don't really understand. You got Pedro also. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Hope everything is doing well with you guys over at Pontificators. I miss you guys. If I can ever get some free time in my schedule, I'm going to try to jump back on with you guys, because I miss having the conversations. You guys have been kicking ass lately over there on Art T Bear's channel. Everybody go check it out. Wednesdays, I believe, at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was just a fact that they took it as far as they took it for just some throwaway gag and a backup story. Like, if you're going to spend money on the creative team to do a backup story, why not give something that's at least entertaining or something that's interesting?
She's like, what's an Elseworld story? I was like, don't you ever put that label on this trash.
Yeah.
Do not. I mean, come on, man. It's just I can't.
Yeah, it's not even worthy.
I'm clocked out with that. That's just emblematic. It's just emblematic of all the problems they have, man.
Oh, it is, man. It is. And like you said, clocked out's a good word for it. I've been clocked out on the DC stuff too. It's hard not to pay attention when something like this pops up. Because every time I
look gaslighting, man.
There you go. Yeah, it's
I know intelligence. I know psychology. This is gaslighting 101.
100%. I mean, you nailed it about the whole, men can get pregnant kind of thing. And that's exactly, I think, what they're trying to push the idea for. And that's who they're trying to appeal to. But those people, in my opinion, aren't buying comics.
Yeah, no. Like, are you trying to convince us or convince yourselves? Because it ain't working on me. Because I can look down and tell you what gender I am.
Yeah, it's probably definitely them convincing themselves, or hopefully trying to, from their point of view, convince everybody else that they're sane and what they're thinking. But yeah, it's definitely not working. I flipped through some of the articles online about it and found some other pages of how the Joker actually throws up mud and that becomes the baby. So it wasn't like a birth, but still, it's just
like what was it, Clayface or something? Like, once you start trying to explain it to me, I'm just like, it's even worse. Like, just stop. This is like something out of Mad Magazine for real,
dude. That's exactly what it is, and maybe that's what they're going for, and they think that the Joker is a character that they can use that with. But with all the stuff that you've established a Joker with over the history,
especially the past 10 years, man,
of that character, yeah, this is not in line. It's not in line with the Joker anyway, but it's definitely not in line with what you built this character to be up over the last 10 years, like you said. No. And just to have that as an excuse, I don't know. Yeah, pooped out a baby, butt baby. Yeah, it's 100%. It was super corny with Mr. Mix, whatever that dude's name is. Zapping Joker, making him pregnant as a Looney Tunes gag. It would work. I can see that. That. Maybe, but again, in a main comic book, actually, I don't keep track of Disney. Disney. I don't keep track of Disney either. DC. So maybe it wasn't a main comic book, but it was like a Joker book or something. But regardless, the fact that you just thought that was a good idea to put it in. Could you imagine being the artist that was hired to draw? Could you? Yeah, exactly. You were the artist hired to draw this. I don't know who the artist is. I don't know if they've had a long career in comics or if, they're getting a big break with this or whatever. But could you imagine reading the script and you're just like, wait, this is what I'm doing? Yeah, it's a paycheck, so you do it, I guess. But knowing that this is what you're drawing,
I do it under a pseudonym.
Yeah, great point. I would
put my name on this shit. It's almost like everybody's talking about AI art now, right? This seems to me like the script was AI writing. They put in a few tags, it's like pregnant Joker, Clayface, and it just wrote itself into retardation.
Great point.
Yeah,
Great point.
I
AI
mean,
writing.
yeah.
That nails it right there. That's exactly what it is. We got Chris Graves in the house. Hail, brother. Good to see you. Things are going good. Everybody be on the lookout for Wraith and Pain coming out later this year, which looks like a kick-ass looking book. You got Crazy Mad in the house. Who day? What's up, brother? Hope everything is going well in your land and in Bengals land. Scary game the other day. It was a very scary game. Scary thing to see. I got Kevin Wolf in the house as well. Good to see you, brother. I've never looked at Atomic Skull the same way again. Yeah, I know. Jasper, the man's in the house. Says, I'm bummed. One of my favorite artists, Francisco Francivilia, is the artist. I hope he got paid well. I'm giving him a pass and blaming editorial. Look up his great horror noir art. I'm out of his latest. See, brother.
Man.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, again, like I said, I didn't know the
They
artist.
probably didn't pay him well, let's be honest.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah.
If you are legitimately a good artist, you've been around for a while, and then you're just taking a gig, but you know you're not getting paid well for that shit.
Yeah, man.
and you still take it, which tells you the state of the pay with artists. I mean, you basically just take what you can take, I guess, if you're in the industry, which is very, very sad.
I know, man. I know. And it's like I'm dealing with people too, and they're like I'm like, what's your rate or whatever, and it's worse when, like, with me at my level, and they're like, what are you comfortable with? I'm like, well, I'm not going to insult you. Why don't you say something, and I will tell you if I'm comfortable with it or not.
Yeah,
because,
right?
I'm going to pay you. If it's reasonable, you do good work. It's just got to match up with what I'm looking for.
Yeah, 100%. Mark said it's a backup story in the mainline Batman spin-off book where the main story is in continuity. Yeah, and that's one thing I heard. Yeah, but that's one thing I heard, I think, when EVS was talking about it, or maybe Shane said it too. I can't remember that regardless if it's a, like, out of continuity story, the fact that it's in a book that is in continuity makes it continuity, so.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. Matt Bird's in the house says, I can't believe the bloated idea of a pregnant Joker. Can you imagine what both Bob Kane and Jerry Robinson are doing in their graves right now? Yeah. Actually, now you bring that up, that is kind of depressing. These great legacy characters that these guys who are no longer around left us with obviously Batman here. And then you think of the creators of Superman and any of these kind of characters that have blazed the way over the years, and now the creators are gone, and their creations are being absolutely abused by the people who have the control over them, and that is kind of depressing. Since Matt Bird brought that up, thanks, man. I was in a jokey mood. Now I'm in a depressed mood.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have
killed
to
my buzz.
Yeah, I'm done.
Killed my buzz. I wish I had some alcohol. I need to go get some more whiskey.
Well, my keg kicked right before the stream, so I had to pivot.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's see. All right, let me jump in this article real quick. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but I did want to see what the chat's opinion was, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys about this. And this is my first time meeting HOJO, so it's cool to have you on here.
Rob, it's good to talk to you.
Yeah, it is. It is. Have we tried to do this before? Or is this pretty much scheduled? Because I know.
Yeah, you were going to do it before Sean's thing, and you had
That's
like
right.
a laryngitis or.
Oh yeah. That was brutal. My voice was gone for like a week. I still feel like it's not 100% back.
Well, it's better now because the trailer's done. So.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that. So this says the evolution of the joke. Wait, okay, yeah, this is it. Took a surprise turn in his latest ongoing series, kind of like the Joker. Man, stop laughing. Blah 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 blah. We're talking about the backup story. See, the story tale pairs Joker with the magician Zatanna, which I've never, honestly, guys, I've never been a huge DC fan, so I know of the character, but I don't know the character that well.
She just speaks something backwards and it happens.
Okay, like I've seen her, I think, in cartoons more than I've seen her in the actual comics.
She looks good in fishnets. That's really all you need to know. She wears a top hat. That's really all you need to know.
Okay. Visually wise, very sexy. Yeah. Instead of being a graphic, violent encounter, Zatanna casts a spell that leaves Joker pregnant, two on the verge of starting. Serious? That's crazy. So I haven't even read the book, but on the verge of like starting a new family or something. I don't know. Just the premise alone.
So she's in a relationship with him because she got him pregnant. And
is that what it is?
Does she feel the The dedication to, I'll stay with her. I got her knocked up. You know, is that what's happening here? Because if she's
gotta
thinking
be.
he's going to settle down,
It's
she
got to
should
be
have a
because
whole history of him not really being the greatest mate.
100%, 100%, yeah. But yeah, like there is a picture I found from a panel from the book that has him coming in with his Joker baby saying, "This is our son," blah blah blah. So maybe that is what it is. Seriously though, why? Buffalo Trace.
This might be their most epic fail. Like, I mean, ever. This is worse than like the bathtub in front of the door and the Batgirl thing that happened last year. But this is bad, man. This is you fucked up.
This, is just another along the lines, like you had the Batman or the violation of Superman last year. Was another thing that's quote unquote not in continuity, but once you put it out there, nobody's going to forget that kind of shit, which I don't understand. Like, that's not an excuse to say not in continuity, because no matter what you do, you can't take it back. Yeah, it's out there. It's in print.
You can't unsee stupid.
Oh my god. Hicks Villain says Zantano's the one that always makes people forget stuff.
Yeah.
Guess that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I quit caring about the mainstream was doing a long time ago. It's not that I care about it. I think it's the more ridiculous it gets, it's just I laugh at it. You got to laugh at it for what it is. The mainstream comics that we all loved growing up is dead and gone. And this is what's left.
Just remember the good times.
Yeah, exactly. Just remember the good times. And now it's just kind of more laughing about some of this idiotic shit that people put out there and think is, going to sell books, I guess. Maybe bad press is or better than no press kind of thing. I have no idea what they're going at with this stuff, but it just, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because everyone's talked about it to death, but I wanted to see what the chat was thinking, which I already knew what you guys are going to say. I don't think I've seen anybody out there was like, yeah, that was a good story, fun, whatever, comical. I haven't seen anything like that. Hey, the good news, everyone, is that Mark Silvestri's Batman and Joker Deadly Duo #3 is going to be coming out here really soon. And I say go out and get that. That is probably the only DC book that is worthy of picking anything up, and it's because it's Mark Silvestri. It's really more of a Top Cow book, in my opinion, than a DC book.
Yeah.
So go check that out. It's actually one of the books I've actually had a really fun time reading. And I don't read a lot of comics, guys. I don't. I mean, it's not even a running joke. It is a running gag on this show, but it's true. It's absolutely true. I don't read a lot of comics. I look at a lot of comics, and there's only a handful of stuff I actually want to spend the time to sit down in the 15 minutes, whatever it takes to read it, that I'll read. And Silvestri's Batman is definitely one of them that I'm reading right now. This goes beyond the Bat P. The Bat P. Completely forgot about the Bat P. Oh, see all the things I bury that DC does, all the stuff I bury that you bring back up.
I mean, look, the way I look at it is all of that stuff, you can take Marvel, DC, all of it. It's like that chick you were with for a long time. You had the greatest time. You remember the good times, but then shit happened. You moved away, or she didn't want you anymore. It's more of they don't want you anymore. But now you're just like just constantly. She's moved on, man. She's done. Right. She's got a new audience. She's got people that buy her books, whatever. Just remember the good times and just let it go. I mean, we got hate in your heart, let it out. But just go scream into the void for a little bit, and then come back to some indie shit. Because we're making better books anyway. Like
100%, we are, and that's what
that created us, man. All of that shit, it just morphed into something new. Like, I don't want people telling me what to do all the time anyway.
What's awesome about what we do here at Comicsgate, or just anybody that does independent books that aren't off their rocker, the thing that makes them, I think, exciting is that we come from that world of good storytelling when it was good storytelling, and that's what we are trying to reproduce. So when you get into Comicsgate, you get into the indie scene, you see people like us that were brought up on the best of comic book stories over the last 20, 30 years, however old we might be. And that's what we're bringing to our industry. So the activists and all those people that moved into the mainstream are just pushing their narrative, their ideology. we are out here at least producing, I think, a old school feel to newer books, and that's why I think you can see all the talent. You can see, the character design, character building, all that kind of stuff is great. We got some great writers here, great creators.
Every
Stuff
level
is coming out, every level.
You can always, and you can lean on some of the experienced people, and people have done it before, and then just you make connections and stuff like that, and just don't be a dick about it. And then everybody's trying to help each other get better. I mean, at least you should be.
Yeah, for the most part.
We should always want to put out the best product at all times, like top to bottom.
Hands down.
Make them eat this shit.
Yeah. Dude, that's been my whole philosophy since I started as a creator and wanted to actually do something in Comicsgate here. The idea was to always have the quality of comic book, that being the art, the character, and the story, was going to be the best I could deliver. And then the quality of the overall book was also going to be up there as the best I can deliver, because you want to, we're not going to compete with the big guys, like number wise, it's never going to happen, especially with crowdfunding. It's kind of a niche thing right now. We have
distribution, all that stuff. And legacy.
But quality wise, you want to compete, because if someone sees that there's this quality they can get from an indie book, that might change their minds completely. Because I'll tell you what, when I was growing up, indie books usually were lower quality. Because that's just what it was. There was some really cool stuff out there, like She and Lady Death and stuff like that. But a lot of
you had to dig for it.
You had to dig for it, and they were they were like 1 in 100 would pop up, and you'd have something with good quality.
And a lot of that was region specific too. Like on the East Coast, you're not going to get what you get in California.
Exactly, and most of the stuff was cheaper. But now the independent books I get. I mean, look at Isaac Bell over. Akira Kurai Studios with Metal Shade. He's not a Comicsgate guy, but he's a guy that's been in the independent industry for a while, kicking ass. His product looks professional. That's the stuff that attracts people, and that's the stuff we need to put out. Professional looking stuff. Spend the money for it, because it costs money to make it look really great. It just does, Spend the money. Go out and invest in it.
Yep.
Didn't Catwoman leave Batman? Yeah, definitely take your time, make it look good, make it worthy of comic books, so you can hold up to the haters, and this is proof of what we're doing right here. The Art Jedi, hail brother, good to see you. It almost looked like the future of DC was looking up until this happened. That's what I'll say this. And by the way, everybody check out the Art Jedi's art. Is a fantastic young artist. I gotta get you on the channel.
Didn't he do like a Moon Knight one time?
He's done a lot of really cool
stuff. I know who he is.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I've seen him get a lot of hate too from people because of his style, but I say just keep on doing what you're doing, brother. You're catching eyes, and I'm definitely one of them.
Yep.
Fuck, what was I saying? I forgot. I had a point before I went on the blowing smoke there for Art Jedi. Maybe we'll come back to me. I don't wait for the playoffs. Oh shit, we got Noah in the house. Hail. We also got Rick Saylor, member of the channel. Also Tarks9, member of the channel. Good to see you guys. We got MB Bonner. Ahoy, Joe. Ahoy to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys joining me on a Thursday night. Just so everybody knows, if you remember a show called Ott and Stuff, that was a show I did before I started doing this channel, like more full time, with my partner Sean Ahrendt, who we all did the fundraiser for last month. Is going to be coming back. This is going to be the new home. We're going to do it Thursdays at 8. So this will be the new home of Ott and Stuff. We'll probably upload the actual show on the Ott and Stuff channel, but this is going to be the new home for it. Hopefully Sean will be coming back in a couple weeks. Keep my fingers crossed, because I'm looking forward to getting him on here and talking comics again. Yes, sir. Comicsgate. Yes, sir. Hojo, since I don't know, this is my first time actually getting a chance to talk to you. Get to know you a little bit.
Yep.
How'd you get into comics, man? How was this the thing that you wanted to do? When did you make that decision?
Oh, well, I guess it really started like, lifelong collector, comic freak.
Like a lot of us,
Yeah. I was 10 years old when Image happened, so guess what I was doing?
Me too. I was the exact age when Image happened, man.
Yep. So, and then, kind of moved away a little bit, and it was always like ebb and flow. I wasn't like constantly buying, I couldn't afford to buy comics all the time when I was in high school.
Right.
worried about a bag of reefer probably. But so the life happens, and 9/11 happened. I joined the military the day after 9/11.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I was working at Hershey Chocolates, so I didn't want to wear a hairnet the rest of my life, and I was like,
Wow.
I'm done, man. I'm done. So I did that, and around 2005, like I got this idea. I was on patrol, and I was like, what if we had like a team of monsters out here just kicking ass, like military style, like taking care of bad guys and stuff like this. So the wheel started turning, and I came up with something, and I came up with a cool lead character, and I had this guy that was doing some concept art, and we had everything together, and I was like, we're gonna go home, we're gonna let her, like, we're gonna do like 5 pages of the story, we're gonna send it into CrossGen, and as soon as we got back, well, they were out of business.
Yeah, they didn't last too long.
Because he supposedly knew a guy that worked there, could get like portfolio in there, like with the project. So then life happens, and then I was looking at sports stuff about my terrible football team about a year ago, and I saw trending Ethan Van Sciver, and it said Comicsgate, and I was like, oh, what's that? Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa! Like I went to the Wikipedia page because that's where I know the propaganda starts, and I saw all they wrote, and I was like, oh, well, I know this is bullshit.
Right.
I know that guy, because I got to thinking, I was like, man, I came home from Afghanistan and I saw Green Lantern Rebirth #1, and I hadn't read comics in probably 6 years at the time.
Oh, okay.
And the last thing I bought before that was like the Origin of Wolverine. Sucked. Sorry. Should have done that.
I agree with you on that.
So I sat down and read it. Like, I didn't even go to sleep. I sat down and read it in the PX. I'm like, wow, that's the first time I'd ever heard of Ethan.
Yeah.
So I was like, and it clicked, and went back to there. I was like, oh. And they're like, well, he's a hack, and he wasn't even like top 10 artist of DC ever had. I'm like, I'm sorry, I know you're full of shit.
Yeah,
easy
insults
because they're paying him so much money.
Yeah. It's the usual easy insults for somebody to throw out once somebody does something that they don't like. Then it's always they were never that good in the first place. Blah blah blah. Just absolutely.
That's why you have all this stuff. So shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I was like, well, I saw some. Actually, I saw yours. I saw the Shelby cover of Reaper Destroyer, and I was like,
oh yeah.
Oh my god, man, who the fuck did that? And that's
Shelby's
and I started talking. And I started talking to some people. I was like, huh. Well, you guys are just doing it yourselves? And I was like, what's crowdfunding? And I was like, oh. Then I Google how to make a comic, like everybody would do that was been in my position.
Right.
I'm a relatively smart person. I can kind of put things together. So I watched Rob Arnold's I read his Google Docs on crowdfunding.
Yeah, great information on there.
Watched the YouTube videos about 20 times to where I could recite most of it sometimes. And here we are. Like, I showed my script to somebody, and he was like, you need some work. Showed it to a couple other people, started making some friends, got an editor, and got the ball rolling, found an artist after scouring like 200 artists and sending out all these DMs. They're like, who the fuck are you, man? So like, I don't know all the lore. So I didn't know like about Zach. I didn't know about Liam and all that stuff. And it's, in retrospect, it's kind of funny to watch. Like, if you step back and look at him, like, really, you went from there to there, back to here, back to there. Whatever, man. It's cool.
Right.
It's not my thing. I'm not part of it, so I can't really speak on it, So
I'm the same way. Like,
I'm just here to make comics, man. I'm just here to have fun. Like, Bancroft's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Yeah.
He gave me the honor to launch on his channel, so I showed him a page of art, and he said, your art was pretty rad. And I was like, yeah. So, and you got to have it pro level, man. I got like 160 signups, 162 now. Got Pedro to do some animation on the trailer. It's just constantly, every day, you got to talk. You can't just sit on your ass and throw out some tweets. Expect to take people's money. At least not, I don't think anymore.
No, I think it's harder now. And again, I'm kind of like you. I'm a little newer to this as well. Like I only got into Comicsgate in 2020. I'd known about them since 2018, and I officially like kind of joined, I guess, if that's what you want to call when you just declare.
Yeah.
In 2020, and here it is. So I missed a lot of the early stuff, a lot of the early drama. So sometimes people bring up things I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. But what attracted me to Comicsgate was the do-it-yourself ability in comic books. And before that, like I always still had the dream of trying to break into the industry, like because when I was a teenager and I'm drawing in the 90s, that was my dream, man. I wanted to break in. I wanted to work for
Image. I
wanted to work for Image Comics. Yep, exactly. I wanted to be there
full
working for
disclosure, I
Image.
sent them a submission just to cross it off a bucket list.
Nice. I wish I had.
Just to say I did it. They're going to look at this like, oh, this might look pretty cool. Like, oh, this guy actually believes in freedom and free speech. No.
Like, nope.
We don't want that guy.
Delete.
He served in the military. Ooh, no, don't want that.
But once I discovered Comicsgate and I learned, much like you, about crowdfunding, it was just like, a whole new world, right? Like everything changed. I was like, wait a minute, like I could do this. I could actually do my own comic book that I've been wanting to do since I was in my late teens. I've wanted to always do my own stuff, and I created my character in 2006. Like I could actually finally do it, through crowdfunding and everything.
That's weird. That's why I did this, like 2005, 2006. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, man. The parallels, I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's to come into a Comicsgate and you weed through all the lies. I didn't read, I didn't believe a lot of the BS anyway because I don't trust a lot of stuff that came out of the mainstream anyway. And that's going back to just for whatever. Like I've never really trusted the mainstream news, mainstream anything. So when the narrative was coming out about Comicsgate, it was right about the time like Trump got in office, and there was just this weird shift where everything was like the devil. Everything was just complete evil. And I was like, that's what this is. It's some kind of psyop. People are trying to make Comicsgate to be out something it's not. And I knew the people. I knew some of the people in there. I followed people. I was like, I can tell right away what this place is, and this is a place I want to be because it is about comics. Yeah, we have our drama, we have our fun, streams, ridiculousness, we have our opinions. There are people that fight the culture war, but I feel like when it all boils down to it, this is a movement of fans that love comics and they love the pop culture the way that it should be, and we're here either contributing to making it better or we're here backing people that are doing it. And I think it's a unique, special thing that we have here at Comicsgate.
It's fan-driven fun and freedom.
Yeah,
it really is.
Said.
You can find something, and it's you can find something for everybody, because they say this isn't for you. This isn't for you.
Right.
Like I've been saying this. It's like I brew beer, right?
Oh, nice.
It's like they are wine drinkers. They're over there like, you can't understand this. You're not one of us. You're not like us. You can't appreciate this like we can. So you go down the road to the bar where the neon's like kind of broken a little bit. Then you go in there and you hear heavy metal music and everybody's doing shots and drinking beer. That's the CG people.
Yes.
They're throwing darts and they're fucking having fun and playing pool. They're not crying into their glass about how they hate their life, and they're projecting their shitty worldviews into their comic books. So stuff it, man. And if you don't like what we're doing, just don't be anti. Go create something. Go do something.
Yeah, it's easier for people like them to bitch. It's harder for people like us to create. Yeah. I think that's what impresses me a lot about you and everybody else. The big successes all the way down to small successes, whatever. It's the ability to go out there and create. It's not an easy thing to do, to put yourself out there, because you're putting your emotions on your sleeves. That's your characters, your babies that you're putting out there. It's your ideas, And it's hard to put yourself out there and open up for criticism. But if it's something you want to do, then do it. And now you got nobody stopping you because you have crowdfunding. You can make any story you have come to life, and you can do as many as you can fit into a year. And to me, that's an incredible possibility now that we never had when we were younger. Could you imagine if we had this when we were in our early 20s?
I might be talking to you from a pool.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like if we had this accessibility in our early 20s, man, things might have been a lot different for me personally.
Yeah,
when it came to comic books, because in the early 2000s, man, mid 2000s, I was ready to go. I was moving. I was getting Reaper Destroyer off the ground the first time. Now here we are. I actually have the ability to do it because of Comicsgate. MB Bonner says, "What is Dude's book called?" Well, let's talk about it for a second. We got on a little bit of tangent there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Mythicals #1? That was a good segue. Good job. Yeah. Good job, MB Bonner.
Yeah,
Appreciate
right on. All right, well, we'll go into shield mode. The Mythicals is a supernatural action mystery that revolves around Nancy Moon and Level M, which is a supernatural covert task force comprised of creatures from myth and legend. So I guess like the little 5-second pitch would be like Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Wildcats with a little bit of X-Files mystery layered in with none of the bullshit
I like that.
melodrama.
That works for me. I think it sounds like a fun story. We got Noah says, I would be wearing my heart on my sleeve by being a creator, but I don't have a heart. I'm stone cold killer. Top G. Yeah. Noah is a stone cold killer, that's for sure. This is a sign up, guys. I'm sorry when I made this, I did not have the link for it at the time. I'm gonna drop it in the chat now. Everybody go and sign up for this. I think this looks like a fun book. Sounds like it's gonna be a fun book. All right, there it is. Let's see. Do we have any okay, there we go. And this is what I was going to say earlier. For this to be launching on Bancroft's channel says a lot to me. Because Bancroft doesn't launch just anybody. Like,
No, I didn't think he meant like his channel. He was like, I'd be honored to launch for you. I was like, what do you mean, like on your channel? Because I was just asking to be on the CG Now calendar. I just DM'd him that, and he was like, oh, okay, well, yeah. Yeah, sure, if you have to.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, to get on Bancroft's channel, you can't be anybody just to jump on it. Like, he has quality, like standards of the stuff that he wants to push.
I mean, as he should, man.
And he absolutely should. He's got a big channel. His word carries weight. So if he's going to put his name behind something, as in to launch something on his channel, he's definitely wants to be invested in it as far as like, yes, this is something my audience is going to like. So, being Art Jedi about to be McFarlane and Liefeld for real. Yeah, do it, dude. I'm rooting for you guys. You guys have the youth on your side.
Yeah.
Teeny boppers there and just kicking ass.
Stay up past midnight.
Yeah. Keep on doing it. I'm rooting for you guys. We got, here's some samples of the art right here. I'm digging it. Really looking forward to this. It looks cool. Who are some of the artists you have on here for covers and everything?
But the main cover, that's Dan Dahl, Booty Juice.
Yeah, Booty Juice.
That's Peter Gilmore down there on the that one.
Yep. That's cool. That's cover.
Yeah.
24 awesome pages of story. Pew 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 pew.
Yes. Yeah, you'll see that in the trailer.
The hell of it. Speaking of which, let's watch the trailer.
Yeah, Pedro did the animation.
Here we go. Watch your eardrums, everybody.
In a world where creatures of myth and legend exist,
In a world.
a covert task force is charged with keeping humanity safe from supernatural threats. And when young Nancy Moon stumbles into the eternal battle between good and evil, she finds...
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, will you shut up? What's happening? Agent Beckett here. Aren't you tired of stuff like that? Want something different? Roll the tape. Whoops. Sorry about that. That's a song I'm writing for my ex. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Alrighty. Welcome to the world of the mythicals. We have it all. Monsters. Magic. Government agents. He's the strong silent type. This guy. Ugh, gross, dude. Get some kind of cream or something. Lots of 90s style action. Pew, pew, pew. And that strong female lead alluded to earlier.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention a dashing field commander with a great sense of fashion. Look at those glasses. South River Studios presents The Mythicals, Issue 1. Buy it if you dare. Oh, will you can it already? How'd you get free? Now beat it before I lose my cool. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today. Like right now.
Sign up today on Indiegogo.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's good, man. I like that. You don't see a lot of humorous kind of trailers like that. That was good. You caught me on the beginning because I thought we were definitely going to be like in a world.
Yeah, everybody's oh, even my editor, which is Piper Steed. I sent her the prototype, and she was like, I was like putting my hand on my head and going, "Oh God, Hojo, don't!" And then she was like, "I love it." I was like, yes,
Yeah, that's good. That was good. Yeah, and Pedro, man, he does some great animation.
he did great work on that.
I've seen a lot of his stuff going around lately. Yeah, this looks awesome, man. I really dig it. Everybody go check it out. The link is actually, let me see it. I'm going to put the link back in the chat. I'm going to pin it up there at the top. There we go. Replace pin message. There is a link above. Everybody go and sign this up. When is this launching? What day is it again?
February 24th.
February 24th. All right. Right a week after my 41st birthday. Very cool. Very cool. And this will be on Bancroft's channel?
Yep.
Is it a Saturday? What day is it? What
I think it's a Friday.
Is it Friday?
Yeah.
Awesome. Friday the 24th, February, guys. Check this out. Launch on Bancroft's channel. You know that's good because it's got Michael's endorsement on it. This looks fun. I think this is going to be a cool comic. I dig it. Who's the actual artist of the book? I forgot to ask.
Oh, his name's Thomas Tikas. He's out of Greece.
Thomas Tikas.
I found.
I don't know if
yeah, I don't think anybody's.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name
knows
before.
who he is, but you're going to. I mean,
yeah. Do you have
yeah, go ahead.
We've got about 10 minutes before the show wraps. I think Bancroft goes live at 9, if I do believe. Do you, by chance, have any kind of sequential page you might want to share right now?
Yeah,
if you got,
yeah.
that'd be awesome. I think we'd love to see it.
I got a fully lettered page if you guys want to see it.
If it's something you want to show, I don't want you to have to do any kind of spoilers.
No, I think I've already showed it. I've already showed it on Twitter, I think.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, let's do it then. Let me drop that out there.
Yeah, I even got some custom music for that trailer. That was Pat Vale.
Nice.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah, so
pretty
Daniel Craig Hale, by the way, says that this is an entertaining trailer. That was pretty good.
Here we go.
Is there anything in there? There's nothing in there. Yeah, share it whenever you're ready. We got a conversation between Art Jedi and Noah going on in the chat about who is what. McFarlane, Liefeld, different image creators. What I like about those boys, young men, I should say, they're crazy talented at such a young age, but they also came up liking, I think, the good stuff that's going to make them good artists, good creators. And that's pretty much everybody I like. So if I like them, you're on the right path, guys. On the right path. Next Tuesday, you got a page. Okay. Oh, there we go. Bring this back up. Here we go. Oh, sweet. I like that. How much of the book is done?
Pencils are done.
Nice.
We're actually 13 pages colored and I think 12 lettered. Yeah. So it's gonna be ready to go on launch day.
Do you have the ability to zoom in at all? Oh my! Yeah, there we go. Let's take a look at this page.
How's that?
Go one more. All right, cool. Yeah, I like this. You scroll up and then just kind of slow.
Yeah.
I like the storytelling. It's pretty damn solid. Good establishing shot. Easily moves through the page well so far. I dig this. That's very cool. Good action. I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to this. I hope it does good on launch day.
Yeah, I gotta avoid the shadow ban, I guess.
That thing is weird. Is that still going on? Does anybody know? Because mine hasn't been shadow banned yet. I've crossed my fingers. It hasn't been, which is good. Because I'm about to drop some new stuff on the campaign, hopefully coming up at the end of the month. And having it shadow banned would really kind of suck. But
yeah, I mean, it's scaring a lot of people. I mean, especially people are about to go on there. I'm like, well, maybe I can slip through the cracks for like a week until they're like, oh, this guy's making some money.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
I'm
What they
hoping
did to Commie Mark, that was shitty.
I'm hoping it was just a glitch in the system, honestly, because I know it blew up there. A lot of people were getting shadow banned, and then just everybody stopped talking about it. So I know the holidays came up and other things popped up, but like all of a sudden the conversation was gone about it. And I was like, all right, well, is it still happening? Was it a glitch? Did anybody ever actually find out the issues?
I don't know.
Yeah, Billy Tucci hasn't been shadow banned. I haven't. I don't think Bancroft has. So I don't know. It's really weird, but it happened to a lot of campaigns, both big and small alike. So it's just.
I know Luke Stone. He's built his own.
I've seen that. I saw
Fund My Comic or whatever. They're doing like a soft launch like next week. They're
Well,
doing like a big stream tomorrow at like I think 7 on his channel. They're talking
Well,
about it.
if you look at the success that people have had with that, I mean, you have Aerith had success. Mandy Summers raised over $60,000 on her own.
Yeah,
her
I think
own
that
site.
is the goal. Like Vaughn did, like to sell. Like your primary would be your website where everybody get your merch and back copies and stuff like an exclusive content. But you can also still crowdfund it. I mean, you can shop it around, and that way you bring more people back to your website. It feeds itself. It's like a circular loop.
Yeah, I think that's why it's definitely the way to go in the future. Bancroft is doing that with the Lucent Second Chance campaign that he's doing.
Yep.
And I think I'm definitely, when I fulfill Reaper Destroyer and we go to do the second campaign, because I probably will have a Second Chance campaign before the next issue, but I really kind of want to follow in the footsteps of everybody that's done that. Do your own thing for 60 days on your own channel so nobody can fuck with you, and then go put it up on Indiegogo, put it up on Kickstarter to see what you get, and get those crowds. I definitely think that's the way to go. It's exciting to see the success that people have been having with it. So I'm definitely think that's something I'm going to do in the future as well. After I fulfill this. And by the way, guys, pencils on this book are 50% done. Halfway through the book with the pencils, right on track. Just laid out another page today. It's going smooth. I think really hitting a really good stride here. Stories coming together. Much like Hojo, I grew up in the 90s loving the image creators. And I set out to make my book, if I could, fantasy-wise, this would be a book I'd be developing for like Top Cow for Image Comics. That was always kind of the idea behind it when I did it. And now here I get a chance to do it through Comicsgate, and it's going well. $55,800, $805 by everybody that's backed here. Appreciate you guys so much. This is still up and will be up until I go into fulfillment. So just dark 90s kind of anti-hero, sci-fi, thriller, adventure, fantasy book, everything you want to say. Some of the top names in the business. You guys heard me say
that was the one. It was the first thing I saw.
Shelby
right
absolutely, he killed it on this cover, man. Like I'm
in awe.
Like I love the Dale cover. Don't get me wrong, because Dale is one of my idols, my absolute idols, and to have a cover by him was fantastic, and I love it. It's a gorgeous cover. And I'm pretty happy with the cover I did as well. But Shelby's is one of those covers that it really pops out. It looks good as a cover. The colors are great. It just really looks awesome.
I can only imagine what it was like when you got like the first pencils from that. You're just like, dude.
So if you don't know the story, dude, what was cool one day I got a message in my inbox. It was like Facebook or Twitter, I can't remember. It was from Shelby, and it was the black and white of this, because he had sent me the inked version of this, and he said, "Hey, I was bored the other day, did this for you." And it was this just black and white, and I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I was like, "That looks so badass." And he's like, "Do whatever you want with it." So I ended up hiring him to color it, to finish it out, because I was like, "Dude, I want to make this like a variant cover." Right. And I put it out teasing the fact that this was going to be the first 100 got metal cards, and this was going to be the image on the metal card. And people loved this.
Your launch. It was
man, that was
you drank a nice one after that one though. My God. Like it was
I got
like
really
the first
drunk
5 minutes you funded, man. Like it's like
yeah.
you had 5 minutes, and I was washing dishes with my wife, and she was like, "What is going on?" I was like, "Watch
that was
this."
Insane night.
And my wife was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, that was an insane night. Yeah, I drank a lot, no doubt.
Not bad.
But people liked this cover so much. I was like, or liked it so much. I'm like, you need to make this a variant cover. I was planning on doing it, but it was nice to see everybody just love it so much that when we put it up there, I mean, people absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to see it in print. The glitch just continually started, coincidentally started with Ballers, and then started another round right after the Kings stream. Interesting. That's still weird, man. It is still weird.
Hey, Courtney.
We got Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. What's up, Joe? And what's up, everyone? What's up with you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. We're going to be wrapping up the show here because I believe that I think Bancroft's going live tonight. I think 9 o'clock is his new time. My schedule's all messed up because of the holidays, and I've been trying to do different things at home so that I can have more family time and also more studio time at the same point. So
yeah, this is my last week of like Laxton. Like I go back to 50 hours a week next week.
Oh,
yep,
that sucks.
Making a comic's not cheap.
It's not. It is absolutely not. It's a lifestyle. It's, dedication, because a lot of people don't do it for a living. A lot of people have their 9 to 5 or whatever jobs, and then you have to try to do a comic book on top of it.
Yeah.
And then you have your family, so it's a lot of hard work, a lot of passion, a lot of drive, which is why it's even more humbling to see people come out and support the shows like they do, because it's like you are helping me facilitate a dream that I would not have been able to get to on my own. So like that's what makes it special about Comicsgate and about what we do here.
Like the chat is the heartbeat of all of it.
100%.
That's what people like. Well, it's Twitter, but no, that's just where shit posting and shit talking. This is like love and all this in here. And this little sidebar right here is just with Art Jedi and NTM. It's hilarious. Like, I'm almost not listening to what you're saying. I'm just watching their little thing.
I was gonna say I got distracted a couple times looking over at their conversation. I'm like, wait, I gotta be speaking. I have a show to do. I can't just watch what they're talking about. At the end of the month, guys, hopefully around the end of the month, I've got the second mystery book that we teased on this campaign, because we said we were doing 2 mystery books. The first one was the Dale Keown cover. We got that up, and that's running. That's on the campaign. We're going to be doing the second mystery book, which is going to be a supplemental book that we're going to be dropping at the end of the month with some backup stories by some fucking phenomenal talents. I mean, I'm so excited to be working with the guys on this book that we have, and maybe you know their names, maybe you don't, but you definitely will after we get this up and running. It's going to be, let's see, right now, it's at least a 32-page book. If I can, it's going to have 3 separate backup stories, including the reprinting of the original Reaper Destroyer preview book that I put out in 2007. So it's going to be, the original book. I'm going to reprint that and I'm going to put it in there. It's going to be obviously a slightly different story. This won't be canon. This won't be canon because it was the original, the idea and everything I did. But a lot of people have shown interest in it. And instead of just making its own book, I want to throw it in this first supplemental book, along with 2 brand new backup stories with some badass talent to do with the actual story and the actual characters. So be on the lookout for that. I've already shared the art for the cover. Which do I have in here before we get out of here? I saw Rick Saylor in the chat, and he's always telling me I got to do more shilling of my own book, which I always kind of forget to do.
Yeah, like you got a Dale Keown cover, like Dale Keown followed me on Twitter a couple months ago. To me, I was like, that's almost like Elvis coming up and saying, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah.
Are you sure? And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." Because I mean, like I'm a huge Hulk fan, and like his run with Peter David to me is just legendary. Like, I mean, it's
yeah, it's being able to connect with Dale over the last year was one of the highlights of my year, besides like the launch and everything. Jasper says Shelby's cover is my favorite. It should be Chromium. Dude, if I had the money to do Chromium, it would absolutely be Chromium. 100%. That thing would pop. That's what the porn bots are in the house. Mod them up. Make them a mod.
Yeah.
I really do want to mod. See what happened. Would they actually drop links if they were modded? One of these days I'm going to experiment. $4.99 from General Piggy. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. It says, how's it hanging, my friends? It is hanging good. Short shrivel to the left, but hanging good. Hope everything is good with you as well in this early 2023. Jasper said the glitch coincidentally happened after the Brooks confrontation. Thank you.
Was that where he like got all like blue like fucking Violet from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Where he was like, I don't even know who Gail I don't even know who he
Oh,
is. Is that what they're
yeah.
talking about?
I don't know if it's that or you got Jasper. You talking about the confrontation with him and Gabe Al
That's what.
Taib
Yeah,
at the
that's what I was
convention?
talking about. Yeah,
Was
at
that
the
what it was?
convention.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
mean, I wouldn't
man.
be surprised. That
That
dude's
poor, that poor
an
man.
idiot. He's an idiot. This is this is going to be the cover for the supplemental book. This is an image I had for a while. I didn't really know what I wanted to use it for, and then this popped up. It's beautifully colored by Dan Kemp. I'm thinking, depending on how many issues of this go, if it does pretty decent, I might make this a foil cover just to make those colors pop, because I think a foil cover of that with the black and the red would look awesome. So we'll see. We'll see how well it does. It helps boost the campaign. If it does good, just standing on its own. Anybody that's already backed the campaign, you will be getting a secret tier to save on shipping, so we can just add it right to your order, so you won't have to pay extra shipping on this.
Nice.
Short, shriveled, and to the left. Awesome. Makes it easier to picture. That's a good point. That's a good point. I should not have said that. That backfired.
Whatever you into, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm really excited about this, and it kind of ties into the story, but you won't know this cover ties into the story until issue 3. So
Nice.
this is kind of an Easter egg. You'll look back on this and be like, oh, okay, I know what this means. This makes sense.
I did that too. I got a couple Easter eggs in my book.
I want to put more in, as a creator, I want to definitely be more conscious about putting Easter eggs in. Like there are things I do to foreshadow, as you're writing the story.
Oh yeah, because mine's already written. Like it's done.
But yeah, I definitely want to try to do more Easter egg stuff within my own book, just to make it more fun for the readers that back the second issue, third issue, all that stuff, to go back and be like, oh shit, there it is.
And as a fan, wouldn't you just like appreciate that even more and make you just want to just keep buying them?
Yeah. I've always liked that people do that, whether it's something with a story or if it's just like Tom McFarlane always putting Felix the Cat in his books, stuff like that is cool. Like Michael Turner and Dan Fraga used to do their numbers, and hide those in covers and hide them in things when they're working with each other. That kind of stuff is cool. So I haven't really determined what mine's going to be, but I definitely want to have something like that, because I'm just a sucker for doing the same stuff that the people I idolized growing up were doing.
Jasper has. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even know who that is. When you have to say that 5 times in a row at a really high octave, you know who that is.
Yeah. I
you
forgot about that
the
particular
cops because a man was going to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And we got Ja Rose saying, "Pregnant Reaper Destroyer win."
I will look at that red sun. You don't even know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, jeez, that's the Easter egg, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, that'll never happen, guys. Never happen. Trust me. I will never abuse and disrespect my character creations like that ever. You have my word on it. Mark Turner did dragonflies and seahorses in his Superman Batman run. Nice.
Yeah.
I will have to look. I don't think I ever caught that.
Man. Oh God, I miss Michael Turner.
Me too, man. Me too.
I wouldn't say I was devastated because I didn't know him personally, but I was a big fan. Like I had Fathom, I had all that. And when he passed away, like I was never big into like contributing to anything like that, but like I gave money to like the cancer fund that they set up and all that stuff.
It was a big loss for the industry, man.
Terrible.
Like, being a music guy, it was just as big to me as when Dime was murdered, for Pantera. It was that kind of just shock, because he's somebody you followed. I followed since I was a teenager. That was a guy that inspired me to draw different things. I never got a chance to meet him. I think the year before he passed away, either the year or 2 years before he passed away, he was at one of the Chicago cons. And I went down there and I stood in line. And I was hoping to get to meet him, but they cut the line off with the guy right in front of me. They're like, "This is it. This is the end of the line."
Donkey punch him in the back of the head. Well, like he had a seizure. I don't know what happened.
And it was a long line. Don't get me wrong. It was a long line. So I understand they had to cut it somewhere. But it just like, what were the odds? It was the guy right in front of me. I'm just like, come on. I couldn't believe that happened. And then like the year later, 2 years later, I saw the news that he passed. So
I mean, like, you
yeah,
didn't even know, like, I didn't know he was sick. I didn't know
I didn't know he was sick at
it's
all.
not like, I don't even think Twitter existed, or if it might have been in its infancy.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe, and because that would have been what 2000. It was 2008, right?
8 or 9, I think.
2008 or 9. Yeah, that
Yeah.
happened. So yeah, Twitter. I think. Yeah, I don't even know. Was
I think
Twitter
that was
around then?
around 2008 or 9,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. But it didn't have the massive reach that it does now.
No. I think I saw it like because I think Facebook was around at that point. I think I saw it on then because that was taking over like the MySpace thing. Facebook was
Yeah, I saw it
blowing
like
up.
on a comic book, like comicbookmovie.com or IGN or something like that.
I think oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just saw it as a headline,
Yeah,
like a news headline when I logged
yeah,
onto my computer and
like
said
comic book
Michael Turner,
resources or something back then.
yeah, passed away, and okay, that might have
I'm
been it
like,
too.
what? He what?
Regardless, so yeah, that was devastating, in its own right. Like again, like I said, didn't know the guy, but you feel like you know these creators because you follow them so much. You read
Yeah,
articles about them. Like you have some kind of attachment to them as fans, and so when something happens to them, it is it's hard to deal with. And besides that, the dude was a hell of a talent.
yeah.
I
And
mean,
he
the
just mentioned
industry,
Dimebag too. Man, what a talent!
yeah. I mean, could you imagine? Yeah, 100%.
It's a Pantera cover band out now, I hear.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm not
It's.
getting into that debate. I'm not getting
I
into
was
that
just gonna
debate.
say, like,
Not
I still love it, but yeah, we're
say
not
what is
getting.
it, the voice or is it the guitar? Which one could be? No, you can't
Yeah.
imitate the voice, but you can imitate the guitar. I'm sorry. I play drums semi amateur.
Yeah, I was a vocalist.
Yeah,
I was a vocalist,
so like that's why you're taking that side. I know it.
that's right.
So yeah, like the Doors. I saw the Doors with Ian Astbury from the Cult, and they said it's the Doors 2000. I'm like, well, it's the Doors with Ian Astbury. It's not the Doors. It's
Right.
the guys who were the Doors. It's not Jim. That's not Jim Morrison. That's not the Doors.
Yeah, yeah, that's a hell of a debate. But the Michael Turner thing is, I mean, could you imagine the industry what it would be now if he was still around doing stuff? I'm hoping he's someone that wouldn't have fallen into the mind fuck that everybody's going
I
in the
kind of
industry.
see him maybe like J. Scott Campbell, like where he's there, but he's not in that group. Like they come to him to beg him to draw Spider-Man or beg him to do some
Oh
art
yeah,
or
if
something.
Turner was still alive, man, he would be doing so many covers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure he would have been one of the first people attacked by the people that didn't like the way that women were exploited in comic books. I mean, because he drew some of the sexiest
He
women.
sure did. Like
In
I used to
history of
think Jim
comics.
Lee drew the best women.
Oh
I saw
yeah.
Michael Turner.
I would say Michael Turner and Silvestri were some of the best at drawing
Yeah.
female characters, man. Just they could draw the faces sexy as hell, obviously the bodies. Yeah. But yeah, Turner, man, what a talent. The Cult is one of my favorite bands, but Ian is Lazy Live. I've never been into the Cult, so I don't know. But it does suck.
Wildflower, I think that's an alright. That's a good lift.
Yeah, he was a huge talent, man. He's one of those guys that every time his birthday rolls around, you want to do something, post something up about him because he was just, I think he meant that much to the industry, taking way too, I think he was 35 when he passed away.
It puts things into perspective. I'll tell you
35,
that.
38, when he passed away. He had so much more to give the industry,
Like he did, was it Soulfire or whatever?
Yeah, Soulfire, I think was the last thing that he did himself.
That
he
was like with
working on
Aspen,
some Marvel
right?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because he did an alternate cover for like a Hulk, and that's probably the only Michael Turner drawing I don't care for.
I have a poster, I think, of it somewhere.
He's like real skinny or something. He's got like this weird hair. He's
maybe I don't.
They turn to the side or something like that. I have it somewhere.
Okay.
But like, I mean, it's still fucking amazing. But
yeah. The stuff he was doing for Marvel, I think, would have been great. But yeah, it's just such an inspiring talent. Sheldon Martin said Turner was still experimenting and getting better with his art when he passed. He was starting, trying different things, I think he would have been an absolute superstar. 37. Okay. I knew it was somewhere around there. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was between 35 and 38. I couldn't remember. Turner was constantly attacked for his, okay.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I just didn't pay attention to it. So that makes sense. People are always out there, whatever. Not like guys aren't exploited in comics or anything. Not like men are, drawing unrealistic.
I've never seen like a huge muscle man guy in a cape at all, like ever.
Not at all.
Nope.
All right, guys, we need to jump off here. I think I don't know how to do raids. I got to talk to Bancroft and have him teach me how to do raids so I can send people to other people's chats. But I think Bancroft is streaming. If he's not, go find another Comics Geek stream to jump in, have fun, do your thing like you always do in the chat because you guys are awesome. Next Tuesday, we're going to be here for Appreciating Comic Book Art Live. I think we'll have two subjects. We'll have the first subject that I'll announce closer to it, but I think we're going to do another EFAP of some live drawing. The chat seemed to really like that Tuesday when we were looking at some live drawing, and I can't think of any better artist to start it than my idol Mark Silvestri. So there's some badass Silvestri art live drawing on YouTube that we're going to watch. One of them, I think it'd be pretty fun. So that's happening Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Hojo, where can we find you? How can we follow you? And the link, I'm going to drop the link for your book one more time. It's pinned up. Sorry. It's pinned up at the top, the link for your book.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, man. Just Hojo and exclamation point. Look for that ugly face on the sign up page. There aren't two of us.
Sean mentioned coming back after the new year. And if you missed the beginning of the show, Crazy Mad, he's going to be coming back soon. This is going to be the new home of Ott and Stuff. It's going to be Thursdays at 8. So this show essentially right here is going to be the new Ott and Stuff once he comes back. I'm hoping that's going to be within a few weeks. It's on his timeline. I'm not rushing it, but his goal is to come back, I think, sometime this month. And we're going to start Ott and Stuff again. You'll see him on Appreciating Comic Book Art Live with me and Kayla as well. So keep your fingers crossed for that. That's going to be fun. Can't wait to get my boy back, talking comics, talking pop culture, all that good stuff. It's been a long time. So, all right, everybody, go follow, go sign up for the Mythicals, launching on the 24th of February on Michael Bancroft's channel. Check it out. Sign up for it. Let's boost those numbers up. And I will see you all on that day in the chat. Until then, where's my outro? Until then, I'll see you on Tuesday. Everybody be good to each other. And as always, picture me naked. Peace.